Hey everyone, and welcome. So, as we're all pushing hard for sustainable energy, we've hit a pretty major snag. We know we need more offshore wind, more solar, but how in the world do we build all this massive new infrastructure without wrecking the very environment we're trying to protect? It is a huge, huge question.
But what if we could look at this a totally different way? I mean, what if, instead of just trying to do less harm, our energy infrastructure could actually help? Today, we're diving into an incredible innovation that aims to do just that, taking one big problem and turning it into a three-part solution. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, we gotta wrap our heads around the interconnected problems we're really up against. Because this isn't just one simple issue, it's more like a triple threat to our green energy ambitions.
And here's the tricky part. These three hurdles are all tangled together. One, just building these massive structures out in the ocean has a big environmental footprint. Two, we absolutely have to protect the fragile ecosystems that are already there. And three, we need a reliable way to make green fuels, like hydrogen, to store energy for when it's not sunny or windy. The problem is, sometimes solving one of these just makes another one worse.
And this, right here, is where the thinking gets seriously creative. Instead of trying to find three different fixes for three different problems, what if you designed one single, elegant system to tackle all of them at the same time? Kind of like a Swiss Army knife for the future of offshore energy.
And that brings us to the main event, the star of the show today, a groundbreaking system called the ElectroReef. It's an amazing concept coming from a company called Oceanus International.
So, what is this thing exactly? Well, to put it simply, it's a multi-purpose system that sits on the seabed. It's built to be a foundational piece for offshore wind and solar projects, but it does so much more. It protects the hardware, it produces clean fuel, and it actually promotes new life. Let's break down those three jobs it does. First, it acts as an anti-scour structure. Basically, it stops powerful ocean currents from washing away the seabed around the base of a wind turbine. Second, it's a mini green hydrogen factory, which helps solve the whole energy storage problem. And third, its nature-inclusive design means it's built from the ground up to create a thriving home for marine life.
So how does it actually make fuel? This is where the technology really takes a huge leap forward, and it's some seriously impressive engineering.
You know, the really crucial part here is how it makes the hydrogen. The traditional way to make green hydrogen needs a ton of fresh water, which you can imagine is a massive headache for scaling up and for the environment. The ElectroReef completely sidesteps that problem. It uses a special marinized electrolyzer to turn seawater directly into green hydrogen. No fresh water needed.
And this quote really nails why that's such a big deal. By taking fresh water completely out of the equation, you not only shrink the ecological footprint, but you suddenly open up all these new places where you can build these projects. It's a real game changer for producing green fuel out at sea.
Okay, so it protects the turbine, it makes clean fuel. That's already amazing. But what about that third job? This is where the whole system goes from just being smart engineering to something that feels, well, truly symbiotic with the ocean.
The entire philosophy behind this is something called nature-inclusive design. The core idea is that, look, any big offshore project is going to have some kind of impact. But what if we could design our infrastructure to have a positive impact? We're talking about creating a living ecosystem, not just building a static structure. So, how does that work? Well, a lot of the ocean floor is just flat, sandy seabed, kind of like a desert. The ElectroReef introduces a hard, complex structure down there. It basically becomes an artificial reef, creating all these new little nooks and crannies, new homes for all sorts of marine life, which can totally transform the local biodiversity. And you can see, this isn't an accident. The design is super deliberate. It's not just some random block of concrete. It's engineered with a complexity that's meant to mimic a natural reef. This kind of thoughtful design helps create a rich, diverse ecosystem and can actually help restore marine habitats that might have been lost. So when you put all of these pieces together, the protection, the fuel, the habitat, what you get is this incredible new kind of symbiosis, a partnership between our need for clean energy and the health of our oceans. And this isn't just a cool blueprint on a computer screen. It's designed to be delivered as a complete turnkey solution. The company handles everything, from the initial engineering and getting all the permits, right through to manufacturing, installing it on the seafloor, and even long-term maintenance. It's the whole shebang.
So really what this all boils down to is creating this beautiful synergy. The system is designed to seamlessly link up offshore wind and floating solar with the sea itself. It's a way to make green hydrogen super efficiently, but with a deep, profound sense of environmental responsibility. It's engineering that's designed to work with nature, not against it.
And that really leaves us with a fascinating final thought to chew on. Technology like this points to a future where making clean energy and boosting the ecology aren't two separate things. They could go hand in hand. So the big question isn't just about this one system. It's about our whole mindset. Could all of our future infrastructure be designed not just to coexist with nature, but to actually make it better?